In the paint, stops on a dime, gets that one to fall.
Hitting the first three for either side in this match and answers right back.
Ivor Napa for three. That straightaway three is good.
Of course, these two teams know each other well.
So now the Truth turns the ball over again. On the run and the move up. Bolina, it's good.
Tasendaha, they've been doing this
Watch
for
out.
years. Oh, Lino Mari with a stop. From the streets to the spotlight, from hometown courts to the national stage, this is Court Report. Hi everyone, I'm Stan C, delivering the ins and outs as we march towards the 2026 Smart-NBTC National Finals presented by SM Supermalls. Indeed, the road to madness in MOA has just begun and we can't wait for the action. This year, the NBTC promises to be bigger than ever with more cities holding local qualifying tournaments in hopes of making it to the national championships and global partners staging their own talent identification camps all over the globe. With that expansion, it's only right that the national finals field also grows, making it a true arms race for the right to be named as the Philippines' national 19 and under champion. But before we move forward, let's take a step back and look at what transpired the last time out, shall we? This is our full court recap. The 15th season of the NBTC was as good as advertised, with 32 of the top teams nationwide and international clubs converging at the SM Mall of Asia Arena for another week of non-stop action. As expected, Phil Nation Select brought out the big guns, with former NBA head coach Byron Scott calling the shots for the defending champions. There was also no let-up from Manila-based teams, with the USD Tiger Cubs and the NU Nazareth School Bullpups making deep runs in the tournament. But the regional teams were ready to bring the fight, scoring upsets over upsets, which showed that the level of competition is slowly catching up in the provinces. In the end, only the strong survived. St. Jude College of Dasmariñas, Cavite, wildcards from South Luzon, dethroned Top Flight Sports Canada to win the Division II crown. As for the crown jewel, the cream surely rose to the top. Top-ranked high school star Kiefer Alas teamed up with his fellow Lasal Zobel junior archer Bon Daha for Phenom Blue Fire as they became the first club team to reach the Division I finals. But despite their brilliance, Calum Harris and eventual Ato Badolato most outstanding player Angelino Mark steered Philam Nation Select to back-to-back crowns, reinforcing its position as the best global team and certainly the team to beat for the upcoming season. That really brought back a lot of memories from this past season. But as they say, that's in the past. Our eyes are now towards the future, and with that being said, let's go inside our playbook. It's only appropriate that in our very first episode of Court Report, we are joined by the man behind this entire operation, our NBTC Program Director, Coach Eric Altamirano. Hi, Coach E.
Hi, nice to be here sa very first episode ng Court Report, right?
Yes, very appropriate talaga because we need to have an explainer, someone who will actually guide us through this entire thing. And also joining us is a proud NBTC alumnus, Gelo Alolino. Hi, Gelo. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me. Excited ako pag-usapan experience natin about NBTC.
So let's start with Coach E. And for yung mga new viewers natin ng Court Report and ng NBTC as a whole, can you give us an overview of what the National Basketball Training Center is all about?
Thank you, Stan. NBTC really stands for National Basketball Training Center. It started probably about 18 years ago, 2007 But before that, meron kaming program, it's called Nike Elite Camp. So it ran for about 5 years. And ang partner ko talaga dito, si Coach Alex Compton. And we were doing the Nike Elite Camp. And then, siguro after so many years, parang we were thinking, there must be a better way on how we can help the players. So, kasi yung Nike Elite Camp, 6 days mo lang silang kasama. And yun lang yung, if you really want to mold the players, parang it's so short. So we thought of a program that we will be able to at least have interaction and be able to develop the players for 6 months every year. So that's how the NBTC came about, no? And nakita namin yung disparity, yung gap ng mga provincial players sa mga Manila players, no? Dati talaga malayo, no? At the same time, pag probinsya ka, hindi ka nabibigyan ng opportunity, especially sa national team dahil wala kang access. So we thought of coming up with a platform such as the NBTC para mabigyan ng opportunities yung mga players from the province.
Gelo, you were one of those players who actually got to experience this program firsthand. Naalala mo ba anong year ka naglaro sa NBTC?
It was 2009. The first time ako naglaro sa NBTC. Under Laguna Health Solutions. So parang started din ako nun in a very organized league, which is sa NCAA, di ba? And then, nagkaroon ako ng experience to play NBTC. So, talagang for me, yung naituro sa akin ng NBTC, talagang so much kasi yung experience, yung the level of competition, actually, even now, I've been sharing it to each players na nag-aspire to be there, di ba, semi-pro or pro. Kailangan mo dumaan sa NBTC. Hindi optional. For me, dapat you should be dumaan ka sa NBTC kasi the experience-wise and the competition-wise, ang taas. So parang sometimes nga talaga andun yung UAP, NCAA, and NBTC. So parang kung ano yung naging career ko, talagang credit din sa experience ko sa NBTC.
Coach E, you mentioned that this all started in 2007, and now NBTC has grown into a grassroots program for both players and coaches. So can you give our viewers a bit of a walkthrough? Ano ba yung itsura ng tournament format natin, and how does that go for every aspiring player and coach in the tournament?
Well, it starts first with different phases yan. So it starts first with the first phase, which is the local qualifying tournament. So when you say local qualifying tournament, we have a lot of provinces that will do their own qualifying tournaments. So all over the Philippines, right now, there's about close to 100 cities or province that take part in the local qualifying tournament. Yung mga champions ng bawat tournaments na yan, whether that's in Mindanao, Visayas, South Luzon, North Luzon, lahat yung mga champions, they go to the regional championship. And then sa regional championship, they play the best of in the region. And then we select the top 4 teams of each region. Yun ang pupunta sa national finals. That's where the madness in MOA happens.
And the madness in MOA is something I got to experience myself last season. And doon mo talaga mararamdaman yung atmosphere because you have players from different regions, different provinces, even abroad. Gelo, when you were playing in NBTC, did you get to face yung mga Phil-Amps or yung mga Phil-Canadians or even those galing Europe?
Yes, meron din. Pero as compared today, hindi ganon. Actually, yung from the US, pupunta sila dito like Madness and MOA, diba? Kasi during our time, talagang yun, what Coach Eric said, yung very regionals. So, as my experience, since Laguna, Region 4, so Calabarzon, best of the best, and then who gets on top, next stage again, and then kalaban mo naman yung the other side of Luzon, Central Luzon. So parang, I think 18 games for only
Yes.
eliminations, regionals, to get to the top. So 18 games, imagine. So parang meron doon mga like Coach Eric sa mga regionals. Katulad ko na na-discover, Mike Pate, if you know Mike Pate. Lucena, from Lucena, Quezon. Ako naman while playing Laguna.
Tolomia, Zamboanga.
Yeah, Tolomia. We're facing against each other. Tapos nabigyan kami ng opportunity to discover, and then yun na, transition going to
The national team.
Sunod-sunod na yung experience eh. So parang very...
Siguro, if I can add to what Gelo was saying, na Yung time nila Gelo kasi, they also bankrolled the national team, yung under 16 and under 18. So, and then it started si Coach Franz muna, Pumaren yung naging coach noon, but eventually nabigay sa akin, no. And they asked me if I can help out, na ako yung program director ng NBTC, ako din yung magiging national coach. So, what I did was kumuha ako ng players from the program, no, from the NBTC. So, lahat ng mga naglaro for the national team came from the NBTC program. So,
Ito sa pipeline talaga.
para naging feeder program siya, 'di ba? And so, yan, sila Gelo, sila Kiefer, sila Kevin Ferrer, sila Mike Tolomia, Mike Pate, they all came from the NBTC. Which is actually, that's one of the objectives naman talaga ng NBTC, no? To really identify the talents to play for, eventually, to play for the national team. And true enough, yun yung nakikita natin ngayon, no? Those players that are playing right now for Gilas, halos lahat doon galing sa NBTC.
Right. You know, you can see some of their photos and names right behind us on this beautiful set. A lot of these players really went through this program. I mentioned we talked about yung mga international players, and we'd be remiss if we don't mention the likes of Jalen Green and Kai Soto. Jalen Green in particular, who's now part of the Phoenix Suns in the NBA. How did he become a part of the Phil-Am Nation Select team that played in NBTC?
Well, to go back, no, we started inviting international teams around maybe 2009, 2010, no. That time, ano pa lang, mga three international teams pa lang yan. We had Canada, US, Australia. And then eventually it grew. Now it's all over the world. No? But meron kaming isang partner, si Coach Bong Ulep, who is our program partner for USA. Ang kanyang group is called Phil-Am Sports. Yan, Phil-Am Sports. So, he told me then, sabi niya, Coach, I'm going to bring somebody medyo up and coming. Sabi niya, sige. But I won't mention first until naka-board na siya ng flight. Sabi niya gano'n. Kasi nga, baka mamaya mapahiya siya. Sige. So, but then he was asking me, kasi ang rule sa NBTC, kailangan may Filipino lineage ka. Diba? Not necessarily may passport ka. Basta if you can prove lang na meron kang Filipino lineage. So, sabi niya, Coach, I don't have his passport right now, pero dadaling ko yung magulang niya dito. So, true enough, dumating si Jalen Green, kasama yung parents niya. And I met them. Pilipina talaga yung nanay. And that was 2018. That was 2018, his first year. Wala, batang-bata pa si Jalen Green, unknown, hindi pa siya masyadong kilala, pero up and coming na, you could see the potential. And if I remember right, he scored about 54 points in one game sa Mo Arena. And he became a household name kaagad sa NBTC, no? Parang everybody was raving about him. Nag-viral yung mga games niya. I remember meron pang poster dunk na nangyari. But then after that, bumalik siya ng 2019. And it just exploded. And actually, because of that, para nagkaroon ng awareness, no, na sa mga Pilipino all over the world na we also want to have that opportunity na nangyari kay Jalen Green, no, na nabigyan siya ng opportunity. So that opened up a lot of doors for us to invite more Filipinos from abroad.
Going back to your experiences, Gelo, if you're someone who's not from a big name program or not from Metro Manila, meron bang intimidation factor going up against those bigger programs? What's been your experience when it comes to that?
Meron kasi if you're asking intimidation kasi 'di ba, before bigger programs and yung mga nasa metro, talagang they've been used to it na playing talaga against bigger programs also. Then NBTC came, nakapaglaro ka doon, so parang even from from the province ka, 'di ba? You get the chance to play against bigger programs which is best of the best. So parang ikaw yung level of your competition, 'di ba? Mas tumataas din. And you gauge yourself also na belong ba ako dito or I want to be here pero belong ba ako dito or not. So parang it's a matter of parang gauging yourself also. At the same time, while competing, talagang lumalabas din yung galing mo. So,
And we mentioned how the program not only helps players, but coaches as well. Gelo, you've actually been on the other side now. We can actually call you Coach Gelo now because you're working with your father, Coach Gelo Alolino, sa AMA Online Education, even in the most recent NBTC Season 15. So what was that experience like, being on the coach's side and then coaching a program where you are looking at the more established programs as opponents?
well, actually, ngayon, naninibago pa ako to be
called
sometimes called Coach Gelo.
Player
di
pa
ba?
rin siya eh.
Player pa rin. Pero naman I think if coaches will agree sa akin, parang coaching parang the same din as teaching, pero more on sharing your knowledge. Sharing, kumbaga, ako naman, with all my experiences, ayoko maging madamat. As much as possible na I can share it to them. Why not? Kasi kagaya lang rin nila ako before like with Coach Eric, di ba? Lahat ng natutunan ko under with Coach Eric and with the rest of the coaches ko na na-handle ako. So, ganun lang. I think parang whether parang ang sarap sa feeling and then nakaka-proud din. And to that, sa last season of NBTC, sa Las Piñas, Parañaque, Muntinlupa, well, actually talagang you can call it underdogs season kasi small program, a small school against a bigger program, a big school, di ba? Like may mga university doon and colleges, playing in the UAAP, playing in the NCAA, etc. So kami parang we want the experience lang itself. Sa amin okay na yon. But the boys na kinuha namin, we help from public schools. So parang within Las Piñas, public schools, got nothing. Pero through basketball, nakapag-aral ng private school in return to play. So yun, parang they maximize it, they get talagang the best na pwede nilang ibigay. Then luckily, parang wala namang expectation, again, experience. Pero yun, may nakuha namin yung championship. So parang sarap din sa feeling after.
Gelo mentioned the boys, Coach E, pero there's also a women's division sa NBTC. I actually got to see that last season, and it was really cool to see that they also got a platform nung Madness in MOA.
Well, actually, I did not mention it earlier, pero when NBTC started in 2007, meron girls division. We really believe in the really helping the girls division or girls basketball na lumaki sa Pilipinas, no. Alam mo naman merong ngayon may movement ngayon that's happening in the women's, no, especially with the popularity of Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
Diba? So parang it's easy now for us to promote women's basketball. So like what you said, no, meron tayong girls division ngayon sa Manila Live, and we're getting a lot of teams, no, na very interested, not only locally but also abroad, no. Madaming mga pupunta dito, and we expect a lot of teams coming in this March.
Yeah, that's something that really stood out to me nung season 15 is the excitement and the passion behind the girls division. You know, just seeing all of the players rooting for one another, just the energy in MOA, talagang kung nakikinig ka lang, you can't tell if it's a boys game or a girls game, and that was really, really impressive to me. Going back sa iyo, Gelo, sino yung mga players na naaalala mong naka-interact mo nung NBTC na nakasabayan mo sa UAAP and eventually sa PBA?
Ang dami.
Dami yan, no?
To name, siguro I'll start with
Siguro sa national team,
naging teammates ko. Kiefer Ravena, Geronteng, Troy Rosario, Mike Tolomia, Von Pesumal, Russell Escoto, ang dami. As in,
Lahat puro may name value.
Actually, if I can share, yung time na yun na we're facing against, di ba, from NBTC, and then nasabi ni Coach Eric yung transition to sa forming a national team. So, most of them, yung batch namin, yung national team na yun, if hindi ako nagkakamali, lahat yun nag-transition sa UAAP or NCAA and then to PBA.
we were able to bring the team to USA, sa ba tayo nagpunta? Australia,
coach.
China, Korea. So, swerte yung batch nila eh. Talagang well-traveled and well-experienced sila in terms of competition.
Now, you mentioned the word competition. Of course, the NBTC has the big tournament leading into the national finals, which is yung Madness in MOA that we've been talking about. So, Coach E, what does the tournament format look like exactly? Because last year we had 32 teams. Now we're bringing it up to 48.
Yeah, this is the first time actually we're doing the 48-team format, no? Before, for the last couple of years, we've been doing the national finals with only inviting 32 teams. But due to clamor, no, kasi ang daming gustong sumali talaga, so we came up with an idea na why not 48, no? So now we were able to give more opportunities for global teams and also for local teams, no, for more teams to be able to take part in the national finals.
And this goes for both the boys and the girls?
No. So for the girls kasi, it's a separate tournament. It's called Manila Live. No, it's an invitational tournament, but it's also being participated by teams abroad, no, abroad and also local. So we're just starting the girls, no, in terms of Manila Live, but there are really plans of coming up with the national finals for girls, then hopefully next year.
And we're also expecting international teams to come back for season 16. So do we already know which countries are going to be involved here?
Oh yes. So far, I've gotten already a request to join. Siguro right now, when I computed it, mga nasa 200 teams na, no? But teams coming from USA, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, Italy, UK, Scandinavia, Middle East also. So, dami, all over talaga. We're very excited for these teams when they play in the Manila Live and also for the national finals. Kasi, when I had a chance to travel and see for myself yung mga programs natin, yung mga global partners natin, lahat sila talaga excited, no? Nagpe-prepare talaga sila. They prepare hard, they practice, and makikita mo yung excitement also from the parents, no? Yung support na binibigay ng mga parents sa mga bata. Talagang very overwhelming.
And season 16 is already underway, and we're still a few months away from March, which is when Madness in MOA happens. So, Gelo, from your experience, gaano kahirap yung high school student ka, but you're also participating in a grueling tournament na ilang buwan or ilang linggo siya tumatagal?
Mahirap kasi you're being a student athlete, but kasama talaga yun eh, di ba? So, after being student, you get athlete, so pagtapos ng classes, then you get practice muna. And then sa games, yun nga, you mentioned na sometimes in 1 week, a lot of games, madami kayong games. So medyo in terms of physicality din, natututunan mo na hindi ka pwedeng mapagod ng mabilis. And then mentally, kailangan din kasi 'di ba, basketball is hindi naman puro physical yan. Actually, sometimes, mas importante yung mental sa game. So, parang medyo in a certain way, parehas din sa schooling, di ba? Parang physical and then mental. Pero, yun naman kumbaga yun yung path na you're going through. I'm pretty sure gusto mo yun. So, mahirap pero you get to enjoy din.
If I can add also,
of course, Coach.
Sabi ni Gelo, mahirap talaga. Kasi ang format kasi ng national finals, parang ano yan parang international tournament, like FIBA, di ba? Na it's an everyday game. Compared to other tournaments na you only play once or twice a week, di ba? So ang preparation yan really entails a lot. Kasi imagine, lalaro ka today, tapos tomorrow lalaro ka uli, tapos lalaro ka uli, di ba? By the time you get to the fifth or sixth day, parang pagod ka na. So, very important yung what we teach the team, yung recovery nila, how to manage yung pagkain mo, yung sleep mo, and then also yung injuries, how do you manage that. So, very important yan. So, I think that what's make that what makes NBTC National Finals so special. Kasi talagang paghahandaan mo siya.
And I saw the celebration at the end of season 15. There really was a big sense of pride, not just from you, but from everyone involved with NBTC. So I want to ask about what it means to you that you see all of these names na umaangat, nagkakaroon ng mga career tulad ni Gelo, nagkakaroon ng international exposure tulad ni Kai Soto, or even seeing someone like Jalen Green, who is of Filipino lineage and then was the number 2 overall pick sa NBA, now is with the Phoenix Suns.
When we started it 18 years ago, that was really the objective, be able to identify the Filipino talents all over the world and give them a platform that they'll be able to achieve their dreams, whether they play professionally or they'll be able to study in college, diba? And I'm so, there's a sense of fulfillment sa akin and also in our group na nakikita namin yung mga players na yan that have gone on and achieved their dreams, achieved something in their lives. Yeah, si Gelo, a good example, di ba, na from somebody from the province, biglang nakapag-national team, nakalaro sa UAAP, nag-champion, and then ngayon naglaro sa PBA, and then full circle, nagko-coach na siya, di ba? Ito yung mga stories na nagpapataba ng puso mo, di ba? Parang it makes me want to continue this program kasi the more players that we can help, more Gelo Alolinos, more Jalen Green, no? Alam mo ba sa international abroad, magugulat ka doon kasi parang tinatanong ko nga yung mga parents, di ba? Ang gaganda na ng buhay niyo dito. Bakit gusto niyo pa rin bumalik gusto pa rin yung pumunta rito yung mga anak ninyo? And they said, siyempre as parents, we want to support our kids, no? And dream talaga nila na makapaglaro dito sa Philippines, no? Whether for the national team, for the UAAP, NCAA, di ba? And tayo, parents din tayo, so we really want to support and matulungan natin yung mga bata, ma-achieve nila yung dreams nila.
Coach E, yung NBTC season 16 is already underway, right? But we are still quite a ways away from Bandes and MOA. So what can our viewers expect from this season? Siyempre, napakabata pa, marami pang mangyayari.
As early as now, marami nang excited sa upcoming season, no? But of course, we wanted really to have a good players experience, team experience dito sa NBTC National Finals. So we're really preparing hard and we expect a more exciting season, coming season, especially mas maraming teams ngayon darating and a lot of new global teams coming in also. So syempre, we look forward to watching this new kids on the block. Sino ba yung the next Jalen Green? Sino ba ang upcoming high school player from the province or even locally, no? So yun ang mga inaabangan ng mga tao ngayon. Of course, yung mga nag-champion like Phil Nation, will they get the three-peat or a team that from a local team will be able to upstage them and beat them? So yun yung mga question marks ngayon this upcoming season.
And Gelo, as we close things out here, anong message mo sa mga players who are in your shoes all those years ago? Diba? Right now, they're aspiring to get to the level you're at. May message ka ba para sa kanila?
For me, there's no secret. Talagang, if you want something, diba, put an effort na your best effort, best time. Kasi naniniwala rin naman ako walang magaling agad. So parang you have to work hard as much as you can, paghirapan mo. Kasi I'm pretty sure the next guy on the next street or the next barangay or the next village or province, ganun yung ginagawa niya. So, and then when you get the opportunity, make sure na ready ka, you're prepared. So, yun lang, give your best. And syempre prayers para tulungan and with the support of your parents.
Spoken like a true coach. Maraming salamat to our guests for our first episode of Court Report. Of course, our NBTC Program Director, Coach Eric Altamirano, and Coach Gelo Alolino. Maraming salamat. What a great conversation to kick off Court Report leading into Smart-NBTC Season 16. Patikim lang yan ng what to expect in the Smart-NBTC Season 16. And gaya nga na sinabi ni Coach E, the NBTC is bigger, better, and bolder this year. And we promise you, Court Report will be here every step of the way, sharing with you all of our developments as we get on the road to madness in MOA. Once again, maraming salamat kina Coach Eric Altamirano and to Coach Gelo Alolino for all of their insights and the stories they shared with us this week. Ako po si Stan C, and we'll catch you next week on the next episode of Court Report. Maraming salamat.
In the paint, stops on a dime, gets that one to fall.
Hitting the first three for either side in this match and answers right back.
Ivor Napa for three. That straightaway three is good. Of course, these two teams know each other well.
So now the truth turns the ball over again. On the run in the bullpup. Bolina, it's good.
Dasendahan, they've been doing this
Watch
for
out.
years. Oh, Lino Mari with a stop.